Presentations is just another name for public speaking, Americans' #1 fear. And yet we all know that today's corporate environment is focused on teams, including remote teams, and that means presentations are as common as cubicle walls. How important are presentations today? See this guy here? His name is Bill Lane. He was a speechwriter for Jack Welch for 20 years. In his book, Jacked Up, Lane wrote, "Leaders who weren't superlative presenters simply could not be leaders in Jack Welch's GE." Do you honestly think that presentation skills aren't also of equal importance in other companies, like, say, yours? And what will happen to your career when you become known as an effective presenter? Here's someone who can help, Nancy Duarte. She heads one of the leading presentation design and coaching companies in the world. Her clients include Apple, Boeing, Coke and Pepsi, Nike, Oracle, TED Talks, and many more. I urge you to check out her website, Duarte.com, where you can take online workshops and get free information and coaching. She has an excellent YouTube channel that you should check out, where she also gives out a lot of good techniques for free. Here are a few of her key takeaways. Duarte says to write your presentation first, then design the slides. If you try to do both at the same time, you treat slides as documents because you're trying to write a draft on a slide. The result? Text-heavy slides. When it comes to design, please consider limiting your use of bullets and the excessive text that usually comes with them. If you do use bullets, follow the 5x5 rule. No more than 5 bullets per slide. No more than 1 bullet slide for every 5 slides. No more than 1 line per bullet. And no more than 7 to 9 words per line. Now notice that I didn't use any bullets. They're usually visual clutter. If I wanted to make each point stand out, I'd use text boxes like these. Build visual presentations. Make the slide a visual accompaniment to the words coming from you, the presenter. It helps to think in terms of a billboard, the ones you see along our roads and highways. Here's what billboard artists know that we must also learn. You've got 3 seconds. That's how long the average motorist looks at a billboard. Your slides are the billboards of your presentation. You must limit text on them and rely on visuals to complete the message, just like billboards do. You see, this is not a slide. What is it then? It's a slidement. A word coined by Gar Reynolds to describe that weird, neither fish nor fowl thing that aspires to be a slide, but is visually broken. This takes us back to Nancy Duarte's advice. First, write your document, then and only then, design your slides. Let's analyze what's wrong with this one. How can we turn this slidement into a real slide? It has 3 common problems: use of a white background, ineffective use of bullets, and ineffective clip art. In step 1, we'll deal with background. Avoid white backgrounds. Why? When projected, their glare gives them a harsh and unfinished look. A good graphic designer can make a white background work, but we want quick and easy. Your goal is to choose a background that complements the tone and message of the presentation. Let's take another look at our slidement. What's the overall message? The presenter wants the client to know how great they are to work with. Now, what kind of background would convey that? How about an image of the company doing exactly that, interacting with the customer to provide great service? Now, once you have a clean, not too busy image, you need to make it into a background. Techniques for doing this can be found in PowerPoint's picture correction tool and the artistic effects tool. You can lighten the image, recolor it, wash it out, blur it, etc. Here you see I blurred it so that other elements would stand out. Now for step 2, the dreaded bullet points. Let's return to the original sin. Too much text all at once. The audience will either turn away or read ahead and not pay attention to you. Look at all those words. Now go in there and find only the key words, the minimum text that conveys the kernel of the idea. Now, make each idea into its own text box so that it stands out clearly. And don't crowd. Increase the size of the box and/or point size. With so few words, you've got plenty of room to make sure they stand out. Also consider using the animation pane to give each text box a fly-in animation. Bringing in each point as you talk about it helps viewers to focus just on it. Another trick is to add transparency to the text boxes. Right-click on the text box and choose Format Shape. Then adjust transparency to about 25%. The background image now peeks through, and the presentation blends together more. And now on to step 3, clip art, which is very difficult to use well because it can give the presentation an amateurish, childlike feel. Your best bet is icons. Icons are less intrusive, more editable, and still serve the primary function of breaking up text, drawing readers in, and reinforcing message. For the slide we're working on, it was easy to find icons to represent the points being made: innovation, caring, including, supporting, experience, awards. Now we ease in the company logo to seal the deal. Okay, let's compare. Notice how your eyes avoid the confusion on the left and seek the clarity on the right. And now you know the reasons why. If you examine other before-after comparisons, you'll see the same principles at play. Clarity is achieved by reducing the amount of text, selecting key words or numbers, and accentuating them and only them visually. The key is that you, the presenter, decide what to emphasize, then do so visually. As you can see from these before-afters by Gar Reynolds, even data-heavy financial slides can benefit from this approach. Decide what text is essential to show on the screen, emphasize that and only that, then let your words do the rest.